Welcome back inside the intermission report here with IceHogs winger Kyle Beach, the IceHogs and Barons. Big 3-game weekend here for the IceHogs. And Beach, you talk about this playoff push here, the month of March, and this is kind of the fun time of year to be playing some hockey, especially if you're in the thick of the playoffs.
Yeah, huge weekend, Becker. And, coming up here, like you said, this playoff push, we got huge games. We got a couple big games against Oak City here and then Chicago. Both teams are right ahead of us in the standings. So, then we come back. We got Peoria, Milwaukee's, Abbotsford's like crazy. So, we really got to bear down here. These are all teams that we're in a race with, and if we want a shot at making the playoffs and making a run, these are teams we're going to have to beat.
I know you don't look too much ahead in the schedule, but with the way the schedule works on the American Hockey League, don't play teams from the East, but right now it benefits the IceHogs because, like you said, you get to face off against these teams that you're directly fighting for playoff spots for, right?
Yeah, I don't want to use one of those sayings, but we just looking ahead to Friday's game. Next game only. But every game is huge, and it might be nice to play the East, change it up a bit, so we don't have to play these teams 15 times a year. But at the same time, if we do end up facing them in the playoffs, we're going to know each other really well, and we know each other really well right now. And I think it makes for a good atmosphere for the fans, a good rivalry, and some good hockey as well.
Let's talk about you here for a moment. What's been the biggest change in Kyle Beach from a couple years ago to right now, maybe, on the ice?
I don't know. Have I changed?
I think you've changed a little bit.
I'm wearing a different helmet. I'm using different sticks now. I just got new skates last week. I
was going to say the maturity on the ice. Do you think the maturity on the ice?
I thought you were talking about my sick style. I think
the gear.
I think I'm just starting to understand the pro game a bit better, and you got to understand there's a time and a place for everything, and the rough stuff, playing clean, keeping your mouth shut, running your mouth, chirping Teddy, chirping Cy, more so Cy.
But that's a must. That's worked into everybody's game.
Yeah, Cy, if you haven't met him, you're lucky. But
you talk about the chirping and free. How hard is that, though, to kind of curtail that, to channel that into something positive and containing it instead of getting out of control with, because it's part of your game, right? That's a big aspect of your game.
Definitely, I think. But with that being said, there's a point where it becomes a distraction, and you can't have it being a distraction to your own team. But so you got to kind of ride that line and find that spot where it's helping your team and not hurting your team.
The maturity level hasn't changed, though.
It's pretty high. We're gonna bring in Ben Smith here for a second.
Yeah.
Ben.
Yeah. I don't.
Ben, come on in. We need you for this interview.
Hey, let me ask you this: Kyle Beach's maturity level, how much has it changed over the last couple of years?
Couple of years?
Yeah. It was at 0 before.
This is a trick question because Ben tutored me all summer.
To be totally honest, it's increased significantly, in my opinion. He's more mature. For the record, this guy is growing up. It's good.
So there you go. Kyle Beach is growing up.
Becker is not growing up.
Becker is still a Twins fan, so he's still staying at that level.
Yeah, not going to happen. I'm not going to grow up then. I'm not going to grow up. All right.
We got that solved.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ben.
All right, Beach. Well, hey, thanks for the time, buddy, and we'll continue to monitor the maturity scale.
Yeah, thanks.
All right, that's Kyle Beach. Forward for your Rockford IceHogs. We'll be back here on the IceHogs Broadcasting Network.